Breakfast am I. Good evening and welcome to the Manx Radio Folk Show with me, John Barker, playing you the best in folk and roots music from the Isle of Man and from all around the world. Welcome back after our short break to allow for coverage of the Guild. First track on tonight's show is by Ye Vagabonds, and this is called Where the Heart Lies.
This is where I lay down, where my kettle boils. This is where my mind sighs. This is where the heart lies. This is where I linger, and where I'd like to stay, between the shadows and the highlights, where the mountains meet the sky. The breath before the chorus, the drop before we rise, remembering the dance together. This is where the heart lies. 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 There's knowing in the loss, and the graves are black and white. The fledgling on the nest, pausing just before it flies. I've been north, east and west, but it's still my only guess. The drop before the chorus, the breath before we rise, remembering the dance together. This is where the heart lies. When the morning touches night, on the pier and there's street light, at the turning of the tide, the air laps the water side. This is where the heart lies. 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 This is where I lay down, where my kettle boils. This is where my mind sighs. This is where the heart lies.
A very beautiful track from Ye Vagabonds, and that's from their new album, All Tied Together. Here's a track I came across from Latvia, of all places. It's by a band called Rahu, R-A-H-U, and a live album called On the Dance Floor. They're a band that's been creating music together since 2016 and rooted in jug band traditions and known for their acoustic sound, playful spirit and strong connection to dance. They bring together traditional dance tunes, adventurous ballads and original compositions from Latvia and beyond. And this particular track, Caught My Ear, is called the Kapasvetku Polka. So that was the Latvian band Rahu from their new live album On the Dance Floor. Speaking of new music, well, at least new to me, it was released last year, but I've only just caught up with it. I said in the last show that I'd play a couple of tracks from the album by Matthew Byrne, a Canadian singer and guitarist. So here's one for you called The Colton Weaver.
I am a weaver, a Colton weaver. I am a rash and a roving blade. I've got silver in my pocket. I'm going to follow a roving trade. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. Now as I rode into Galway City, Nancy, whiskey, I chanced to smell. And I went in, sat down beside her. 7 long years I have loved her well. Now the more I kissed her, the more I loved her. The more I kissed her, the more she smiled. And soon I forgot my mother's teaching. Nancy soon had me beguiled. For I rose early in the morning to slack my thirst, well it was my need. And I tried to rise, but I was not able. Nancy had me by the knees. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. So I'm going back to the Colton weaving. I'm gonna make those shuttles fly, and I'll make more of your Colton weaving than e'er I did as a roving boy. So come on, you weavers, you Colton weavers. Come on, you weavers, where'er you be, beware of a whiskey, Nancy whiskey. She'll ruin you like she ruined me. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh.
Another track from that Matthew Byrne album later in the show. In the meantime, here's an instrumental called Celia by Hannah Reid from her album The Fungi Sessions, Volume 1. Next, one of the classic Child ballads, Hind Horn, Child number 17. Francis James Child was an American folklorist, best known for his collection of English and Scottish ballads, known as the Child Ballads, which comes in 5 volumes and was published between 1882 and 1898, and I believe is still in print today. This particular song, Hind Horn, is a very ancient ballad concerning the adventures of a legendary King Horn from the 13th century. And I'm sure I've played you other versions of this song, but this one is by Spires and Bowden from their album from a few years ago, Fallow Ground.
Where were you born, in what country? In the good green wood there I was born, and my family before me. For 7 long years I served the king, and as for wages I never got none, but only the sight of his daughter, the bark and the broom blooms bonny, and that was through an auger bore in the morning bright and early. Love gave me a silver wand for to rule o'er the land, and she gave me a gay gold ring with virtue above all other. As long as this ring keeps its hue, you know I am your lover true. But if the ring grows pale and wan, the bark and the broom blooms bonny, you know I love another man in the morning bright and early. Sails and away sailed he, sailed on to a far country. But when he looked the ring upon, he knew that she loved another. So he's hoisted his sails and home came he, home unto his own country. And the first man that he looked upon, the bark and the broom blooms bonny, it chanced to be a beggar man in the morning bright and early. What news, my good old man? What news have you to me? Sad news, said the beggar man. Today is our queen's wedding. Oh, you lend me your begging weed, and I'll lend you my riding steed. My begging weed will ill suit thee, the bark and the broom blooms bonny, and your riding steed will ill suit me in the morning bright and early. Down the stairs, a comb of red gold in her hair, a cup of red wine in her hand, and that she gave to the beggar. Out of the cup he drank the wine, and into the cup he dropped the ring. Oh, got you it by sea, oh, got you it by land, the bark and the broom blooms bonny. Oh, got you it from a drowned man's hand in the morning bright and early. Oh, not by sea and not by land, nor yet from off a drowned man's hand. I got it at my wooing gay, and I'll give it to you at your wedding. I'll take the red gold from my head, I'll follow you and beg my bread. I'll take the red gold from my hair, the bark and the broom blooms bonny, and follow you forevermore in the morning bright and early.
Well, I've got a couple of tracks from Dan Walsh's new album again for you this week. And we'll start, even though it's May, with the January Waltz. So that was January Waltz by Dan Walsh from his new album. On that track, Dan's joined by Nick Sapardi on mandolin, Niles Krieger on fiddle, and Lucy Williams on upright bass, and the album is called At the Station. There'll be another track from that later in the show. If you're at the station, do look out for the Bulgham Bombshell.
It starts at Derby Castle, heading up round Onken Head, and as it rumbles down through Groudle, it's enough to wake the dead. Past the halfway house in Garwick, where the Laxey has its goal, and the people come from miles to see that Bulgham Bombshell roll. You can ride your 97 till it drives you up the wall. You can roll right down to Dixie on the Wabash Cannonball. You can ride the midnight special from the penitentiary, but the mighty Bulgham Bombshell boys is good enough for me. You can change at the Laxey station, take a ride upon Snaefell. Hold your hats there, ladies, as the brakeman rings the bell. There's 7 kingdoms to be seen, just count them if you can. England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, heaven, earth and man. You can ride your 97 till it drives you up the wall. You can roll right down to Dixie on the Wabash Cannonball. You can ride the midnight special from the penitentiary, but the mighty Bulgham Bombshell boys is good enough for me. When you get back down to Laxey, you can carry on your way, head northwards through Minorca and up round Bulgham Bay, through the Doon and Ballaglass, and as you rumble through Cornay. 3 more miles to Ramsey, so we should get there today. You can ride your midnight 7 till it drives you up the wall. You can roll right down to Dixie on the Wabash Cannonball. You can ride the midnight special from the penitentiary, but the mighty Bulgham Bombshell boys is good enough for me. As you roll into Ramsey, stop at the terminus. You can go back on the tram or you can go back on the bus. Don't be like us when we last went and get stuck in a bar. We missed the last tram, walked home and cursed the MER. You can ride your 97 till it drives you up the wall. You can roll right down to Dixie on the Wabash Cannonball. You can ride the midnight special from the penitentiary, but the mighty Bulgham Bombshell boys is good enough for me.
That, of course, was The Man in Folk with one of those classic Stuart Slack songs, the Bulgham Bombshell. I'm lucky to have copies of the original albums on some cassettes that I recorded years ago. But if you want to listen to more of The Man in Folk, I think just about everything's on YouTube if you search for them. Just before that, we had the January Waltz by Dan Walsh. Well, back in January, we had Dylan at the Institute, and I'm going to play a couple of short tracks from that night. These are both from the second half of the night when we had the band up on stage, and it's a bit of a family affair, I'm proud to say. Jack Barker on acoustic guitar, Tom Barker on bass, and myself on electric guitar. There's also Heinrich Koop on keyboards and Martin Thomas on drums, and the first song is brilliantly sung by Alex King. That's Knocking on Heaven's Door, and the second one, Tom's brave enough to take on Subterranean Homesick Blues.
Mama, take
picking up the medicine, I'm on the pavement. Think about the government, the man in the trench coat, badge out, laid off, said he's got a fat cough, wants to get it paid off. Look out, kid, there's so many dead. God knows when, but you're doing it again. You better duck down the alleyway, looking for a new friend. The man in the coonskin cap, the big pen, wants $11 bill. You've only got 10. Maggie guns, fleet foot, face full of black soot, talking that heat puts plants in the bed. But the phone stopped anyway. Maggie said that many say they must bust an early rate. Orders from the DA. Look out, kid, don't matter what you did. Walk on your tiptoes, don't try no those. Best stay away from those that carry around a fire hose. Clean nose, watch them plain clothes. You don't need a weatherman to know which way the wind blows. Get sick, get well, hang around the ink well, hang bell. Hard to tell if anything is gonna sell. Try hard, get bought, get back, right rail, get your drunk bell. Join the army if you fail. Look out, kid, you're gonna get hit by losers, cheaters, six-time users. Hang around the theaters, the girl by the whirlpools, looking for a new fool. Don't follow leaders, watch your parking meters. Get born, keep warm, short pants, romance, learn to dance, get dressed, get blessed. Try to be a success, please her, please him. Buy gifts, don't steal, don't live. 20 years of school and now they put you on the day shift. Look out, kid, they keep it all hid. Better jump down the manhole, light yourself a candle. Don't wear sandals and try to avoid the scandals. Don't wanna be a bum, you better chew gum. The pump don't work, the vandals took the handle. Thank you very much.
We are going to do it again. Dylan at the Institute 2 will be coming your way next January. I think that's the first time we can get everyone all together in the same place again. Right, I promise you another track by Matthew Byrne from his album Stealing Time. And I think this one would be a good one for the Minds of Shanty guys. What do you reckon, Howard and Chris?
Oh, Liverpool, England, you're a place I love dear. I spent all me money on whiskey and beer. I spent all me money, what could I do more? I was forced to take ship and go sail from the shore. And it's row, 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 bullies, row. For the Liverpool pilot, she have us in tow. It's early one morning, we were out for a start. We packed all our duds in the old baggage cart. Then off to the landlord to get a last glass. And aboard of the ship us poor sailors was cast. And it's row, 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 bullies, row. For the Liverpool pilot, she have us in tow. One day as our ship she lay calm on her line, our captain was cursing 'cause he had no wine, saying tight sheets and halyards leave none of them slack, for they're flying aloft from her main topsail deck. And it's row, 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 bullies, row. For the Liverpool pilot she have us in tow. Our mate and our bosun all day going through, hunting up work for us sailors to do. Unreef your jib halyard, he loudly did roar, and it's run aloft, sailor, for we cut you ashore. And it's row, 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 bullies, row. For the Liverpool pilot, she have us in tow.
Now rounding Cape Heney I will never forget. Each time I look back I can still see it yet. With the boats driving under and sailors all wet, and she ranged 12 an hour with her stern line set tight, and it's row, 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 bullies, row, for the Liverpool pilot she have us in tow. Oh, now we are out and for home we do steer, to the wives and our sweethearts, the ones we love dear. Drink a health to our captain and pilot as well, but our old mate and bosun we wish them to hell. And it's row, 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 bullies, row, for the Liverpool pilot she have us in tow. And it's row, 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 bullies, row, for the Liverpool pilot she have us in tow.
So that was Matthew Byrne, a Canadian singer and guitarist, from his album Stealing Time with the Liverpool Pilot. The album's produced by Martin Simpson and features lots of British artists such as Nancy Kerr, James Fagan, although he's Australian, isn't he? Ben Nichols and Andy Cutting, etc. Very much the Sheffield crowd, I feel. Speaking of Andy Cutting, he's also a member of Leveret, the trio in which he's joined by Sam Sweeney on fiddle and Rob Harbron on concertina. They had a new album last year called Lost Measures, and from that here's two tunes, Once a Night and Buckland Down.
But his heart's just like a lotto, grew twisted around itself, till almost everything he did caused pain to someone else. It's not just what you're born with, it's what you choose to bear. It's not how big your share is, but how much you can share. And it's not the fights you dreamed of, but those you really fought. It's not what you've been given, it's what you do with what you've got. And what's the use of two strong legs if you only run away? What's the use in the finest voice if you've nothing good to say? What the use of strength and muscle if you only push and shove? And what's the use of two good ears if you can't hear those you love? It's not just what you're born with, it's what you choose to bear. It's not how big your share is, but how much you can share. And it's not the fights you dreamed of, but those you really fought. It's not what you've been given, it's what you do with what you've got. Between those who use their neighbours and those who use a cane, between those in constant power and those in constant pain, between those who run to evil and those who cannot run, tell me which ones are the cripples and which can touch the sun. It's not just what you're born with, it's what you choose to bear. It's not how big your share is, but how much you can share. And it's not the fights you do know, but those you really fought. It's not what you've been given, it's what you do with what you've got. It's not just what you're born with, it's what you choose to bear. It's not how big your share is, but how much you can share. And it's not the fight you dreamed of, but those you really fought. It's not what you've been given, it's what you do with what you've got. What you do with what you've got.
Well, that great song, What You Do With What You've Got, was written by Cy Khan, and perhaps the most famous version of it is sung by Dick Gaughan. But there we had Siobhan Miller with a great version from her album Strata. Music happening around the island this week. The usual sessions will be on, so that's O'Donnell's on Wednesday evening about 8:45, that's in Douglas, the Mitre in Ramsey about 8:45 on Friday, and the Sunday afternoon session should be at the Manor. There'll be the Folk Club at the Buffs Club in Ramsey on Thursday evening, and that's all I know about at the moment because I'm recording this show ahead of time, because at the moment I should, if all goes to plan, be in Westport in County Mayo, a town in which I spent quite a lot of time when I was a student, mapping the geology of the area, with lots of my very good friends who I still see today. So here is something from Ireland. This is Planxty from their album The Woman I Loved So Well, Out on the Ocean, and, if I get the pronunciation right, Tocfé to Avail Liam. Well, I've got time for just one more track, and that's going to be the second one from Dan Walsh's new album, At the Station. It's a track you'll probably recognise, especially if you're an Oasis fan. I'll be back next week to play more great folk and roots music from the Isle of Man and from all around the world, and I do hope that you'll join me then.
Some might say the sunshine follows thunder. Go and tell it to the man who cannot shine. Some might say that we should never ponder on our thoughts today, 'cause they hold sway over time. Some might say we will find a brighter day. Some might say we will find a brighter day. 'Cause I've been standing at the station in need of education in the rain. You've made no preparation for my reputation once again. The sink is full of fishes, she's got many dishes on the brain. It's overflowing gently, but it's all elementary, my friend. Some might say you don't believe in heaven. Go and tell it to the man who lives in hell. Some might say you get what you've been given. If you don't get yours, I won't get mine as well. Some might say we will find a brighter day. Some might say we will find a brighter day. 'Cause I've been standing at the station in need of education in the rain. You've made no preparation for my reputation once again. The sink is full of fishes, she's got many dishes on the brain.